Alright guys, Iowa Outdoor Productions heading west. Jared and Eric. Memorial weekend Friday, Eric K got off work. Drove up 4.5 hours to my place, and now we got another 6.5 hours to where we're going. So, never been there before. Threw a dart at a map, and we're gonna go find some birds and hopefully get on something. Nothing else, it'll be a fun adventure. Some new terrain, we're looking forward to sharing it with you. So. Stay tuned. Should be a fun trip.
Well, I think we're going to camp right here on the edge of Bobcat. Right here. There's a couple food plots here, and there's a giant ridge system working its way down to the creek bottom, which the land manager informed us that they had recently cut the trail down, so it'd be easy walking. Get up on this ridge. Hopefully we can just start hearing birds to figure out where they're roosting, and then go after one if he's close, or if not, we'll just move and adjust accordingly.
Midnight. We got about another hour and 45 to drive. 2 hours of sleep. Eric called the shots. We're gonna kill some birds.
Betcha.
Well, we're back in here, and it's just been dead quiet. As calm as could be. It's a beautiful morning. You hear for miles. We haven't heard a bird yet, so just kind of working our way through and trying to figure out a spot to set up or just a spot where we can watch. So there's birds here. Just gotta get on them.
We've been following this in for like, 150 yards, maintaining a distance of about 30-40 yards. She just keeps walking, and we just keep going over the hill, and there she is.
Where's your boyfriend? Alright, we're set up on the edge of this food plot, public ground. It's getting hot, so we're in the shade. We're gonna let the decoys do the work. Well, this morning we got on a hen. That was about it.
6 times.
6 times. Could hit her with a rock or a stick over the head. But so basically, I'm gonna kind of give you guys a layout of this, how huge this place is. It's unbelievable. So as you can see, this is just one little finger out of the whole river bottom. This isn't even the river bottom. This is just a finger. It comes up, and so Eric and I started this morning. Way, so you see those buildings under my finger? About 3 hours ago. And we worked our way all the way through this stuff. So now we're trying to figure out how do you get back to there. So, to be continued. Alright, it's afternoon hunt. It's 94 degrees out. Perfect weather for turkey hunting.
It's cooled down from 96 though.
It was 96 earlier, so we're looking good. So we're gonna go in here and set up on the east side of the creek in the shade, overlooking some hay fields, and hopefully find some birds. So it's been tough so far. We haven't heard a gobble yet.
What's the proper way to call him in though, Jared? According to Emerson?
Gobble gobble. Alright, so Eric and I this morning kind of struck out on Bobcat, and we were hunting that huge ravines and stuff, so we came to an open field and water that they got, and basically we just did a quick scout here. It took about 2 hours and made a loop all around. It's about 1,200 acres here, but lays out really good. You can actually get down into the canyons a little bit off the ridges, and it's some open pockets where you can actually hunt, whereas this morning was just way too thick. But came out on this road behind us and actually saw some pretty good turkey sign. Super hot out right now. There's a few puddles, and we saw some decent number of tracks coming in and out, but definitely a spot that's got potential. Looks like the birds are going to move between the pockets, and we're going to go check a couple other spots and then make a decision for tomorrow morning based on what else we see. But this was worth coming over here and swinging for, so it's definitely an option. Just keep at it and go find some more.
We had a tom goblin about an hour and a half ago. He left. And we had another hen come visit us. She's about 50 yards out in front of us, 55 yards out in front of us right now. Not care in the world. We're just game planning for the afternoon's hunt after we get Jared's bird cleaned.
He's strutting. See him range right there. Just wait. Yeah, he is, but just wait. See him range right there. Just wait. Can you hit him? Just wait. See the cedar tree? You can swing around on him when he gets behind the cedar tree. He's drumming. Just wait, because he might work back. He's facing the decoy. You ready?
Yeah, buddy.
Got mine on still.
Let's go look at the bird. We got double, buddy.
It is, just a second. It is 12:15. It is like 85 degrees with 30-mile-an-hour winds. And we just stayed patient. And we got her done.
That thing ran out in the field chasing another bird. He ran back after he was gone for a few minutes. I called at him, answered right back immediately. He started running at us, and then he stopped and ran back where he came from. But hopefully my footage is good, and I'm excited. I'm pumped. Woo! This is awesome. I needed that.
That was a good shot.
Hit his neck right back. Boy, he's pretty strutting.
Oh, he was beautiful. Alright, so able to put a pretty exciting cap on our 2018 turkey season. Just went out with an absolute bang today, and just a complete flip of the script. So this whole trip started, Eric and I, last several years, kind of always tried to get it together at some point to do a turkey hunt. College roommates, and we haven't had a chance to get to see each other. I'm living in Iowa, and now he lives in Illinois, so hunting's kind of the only way we can really connect together. And so we always try to make something happen. And we had plans to go out Memorial Weekend to a private landowner that I know more in central Nebraska, and that fell through. Wasn't able to make it out to his place, so we were left scrambling about 3 days out on the trip. And so Eric just kind of got on the computer and started doing some internet scouting, and kind of was able to pick up some areas.
Just researched with their atlas online, and just started sifting through and found a really good section in north central Nebraska that offered a handful of public places really close together. So provided us opportunity to, hop from one spot to the next. I like that. And then obviously it looked really good too. It was a bunch of creek bottoms leading into a giant river bottom system. So we thought that was the spot we wanted to try. So Friday after I got off work, I headed straight to Jared's. Then we left from Jared's, came out here, got into Nebraska at our site around 2 in the morning on Saturday, and took a little snooze outside of the car on the ground, just kind of camped out and started the hunt.
Yeah, so we started off in a couple of spots, and, going in the dark, not knowing what to expect. And I've been out to northwest Nebraska before, and in the Pine Ridge area, and that's kind of what we were expecting. We walk in and we're in shock at these canyons and cliffs that we're really hunting around, and it almost got frustrating because even though we knew there's turkeys in the area, you couldn't find huntable locations to get on them. So we had talked on the way out and really had just planned on Saturday being a scout day. So we spent all day in 90-some degree heat just marching around these 1,000-acre parcels of public ground, trying to find an area that we thought looked good, and just kept hopping around. But it was hot. You know, we could not find birds anywhere. We were hardly finding sign, and it was just really, really tough going.
Yeah, we only saw, what, 2 birds the whole day?
Saw 2 birds in a whole
One of
day.
them driving around.
Yeah, so it was kind of demoralizing to a little bit that you know, we didn't hear a single gobble. There was nothing. It was just shut down, and we were hot and sweating, and it was tough conditions. It really was. So we came back in here yesterday afternoon, and you know, we gave ourselves kind of 2 hours per property in order to cover them all. And so we just looped down through, and this was one spot we felt like gave us the best odds just with how it laid out, and we knew the birds would probably be moving pocket to pocket as they went from each side of this canyon on this side of the canyon over here. And nothing this morning, just absolute dead. It was kind of the same story we've been having. And then about 7:30, I kind of heard a couple gobbles to the south of me here, and did a little bit of calling back and really nothing. And about 40 minutes later, my bird came in and just worked his way right up, completely silent. I was kind of set up facing this way because we knew there was another guy hunting the public ground up here, so I kind of wrote that area off. And all of a sudden I turned and I caught him off the side of my shoulder, and I just had to turn and swing and shoot as he had me pegged and busted, so I had no video of my shot, but couldn't be more happy of the bird I got and how it worked out. And as soon as I shot, there was another bird that took off behind him, and then I heard some gobbling more, so I texted Eric right away because he was sitting above me, and I said, hey, get here as fast as you can.
Yeah, well, this is actually Jared's tree that he was sitting at. So I was about 500 yards away across this big field on another little set of timber. I had heard the shot, and it literally was like 15-20 seconds after Jared's text had just gotten to me regarding a hen that we had seen. And so I heard the shot and sent him a question mark text, and that's what he told me to get my butt over here. So I one scoop, picked up all my gear, took off running across the field. I ended up seeing one tom as I was coming into the setup, and he kept on walking. So we set up, with hopes that he would come in. We weren't here very long, and all of a sudden the tom came around from the backside of us, and he actually busted us. We had no idea he was even there. And maybe 15-20 minutes later, we had a tom way off in the distance to the west of us, and he came in and strutted a little bit, but this was 300 yards away, and he started answering us. But he got within about 150 yards and just decided he had something else better to do. So then we just passed the time talking, and a couple hens came in. We had a deer with a baby fawn that showed up, and that fawn couldn't be more than a week or two old. It was tiny, and it's a lot of different wildlife. And finally we had a gobble to the east of us, and we see a hen run out, and this gobbler took off chasing the hen. So we keep watching. The gobbler came back in the field. I called, he answered immediately and took off sprinting towards us. Well, then he apparently saw a bug or shiny object or something, and he took off the other way. And so I just kept calling every 15-20 minutes. Started to use my box call because it's pretty windy. And we're just sitting here reminiscing on life, and all of a sudden he gobbled really pretty close, probably within 100 yards. He popped up over the hill, and we had to shift around a little bit because he was coming in around the side of us, and I think he was going to work right into the decoy, but I had a good enough shot. I wasn't going to let him get any closer. So now we got 2 birds down and 2 tags filled, and couldn't be happier.
Yeah, so we're going to wrap up the season. Jared and Eric, and doing all with the Tacticams and the cell phones. Loving it. So thanks for following us, guys. A lot of fun. Always good, man.
Till next time.
Next year.